What's going on, family? It's your man Tay Sweat here once again. And before we start today's STB Market Watch, once again, I am holding a challenge, the Spend Less, Make More challenge. This is one of the ways I've helped many people get to 6, 7 figures just simply by saying, hey, here's what you're spending. How about let's just not get it right now? Let's develop a skill. Then once you have the skill, you double the money you were about to spend, and then you go get the thing. This is what I did even with my Lamborghini, right? A lot of people saw I had a Lamborghini that I paid for. I paid cash for it. This was maybe 2 years ago. And a lot of people were asking me, how did you do? How did you do? And I actually documented the process. I said, hey, this Lamborghini costs this much money. I'm going to put this much money instead of spending. I have it right now. Instead of spending the money I have now, I'm going to use my skill of trading. I'm going to put it into a stock or a couple stocks. At the time, that was MicroStrategy. We were riding the Bitcoin wave, right? And MicroStrategy popped from 180 to almost $1,300. I had a lot of call options on that. That more than doubled the money that I had. So I had $700,000 to put into a Lamborghini. Instead of spending my money, I doubled, maybe tripled my money, kept mine, and then took the money I just made from the skill that I have to go get the Lamborghini. Now, you don't have to buy a Lamborghini like me, and that's not what this challenge is for. This challenge is essentially to say, look, here's what you're spending. Here's how you could be saving that money, doubling it, or even making it, putting it to work, and not just with trading. Maybe you could be putting it to work inside of your business or starting a business, or maybe you could be putting it to work inside of some other investment. But here's how to do it. Here's how I've been doing it over my last 13, 14 years of business, right? So, of business and investing. Let me say it that way. So, the challenge is free, right? Totally free to show up and sign up for it. Join us, come check it out. Hey, you have nothing to lose, literally. I got you. I'm gonna make this. I always over deliver. I'm gonna make this just as good, if not better, than what you're used to when it comes to my content. All right. So that being said, June 21st through the 23rd, I will see you there. For all of my VIP, especially my platinum VIP folks, I will see you for a fourth day where we will actually sit down and I'm gonna let you ask me questions. Literally, pick, quote unquote, pick my brain. That's what that session is for. So I'm going to let you all pick my brain and I'll be answering your questions. Even if you need to share your screen, that's what that day is for. Share your screen. Teach me how to do this, and that. Okay, cool. Let's break it down. That's what my VIP or my platinum VIP, pretty much anybody who's coming in on that, that's what that's for. Okay. Other than that, hey, let's go ahead and get into today's STB Market Watch.
Secure the bag, yeah, that's the brand, and we get to the bag.
What's going on, family? It's your man Tay Sweat here once again with another STB Market Watch. Now, we've been going over a lot of great things, and of course, we have to go over a little review as we are seeing where the market's going over the next day, maybe the next couple of days, maybe even the next week or two. So, what I want to do today is kind of piece some of the things that we've been teaching, and this is something that I do for kind of like my inner circle students, right? My students who are in STB VIP program. What we do is after I teach a lot of good stuff, like I just drop a bunch of bags and like, look, here's good information. Here's more good information. Here's more good information. Usually what I do is I then take us into a review and we use what we just learned over the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, month or two. And then we use those same things to review the market, to break down the market. And it's very important because before I can teach you how Mercury retrograde in certain signs crashes the market, before I could teach you how, bullish moons make the market go up, especially for more moon stocks, before I could teach you all of that type of sauce and all of that type of stuff, I need you to know the simple stuff, remember it, and then know it almost like a second nature, to where it's like, okay, I don't even have to think about, hey, draw my trend lines and then do that. No. That's part of what you should be doing. It's like walking and breathing. You don't think about the steps you take, right? So that's kind of what it is. Maybe some of you do, but you don't think about the breaths you take, or you don't think about the steps that you're taking. You just do it. You just get up and walk and breathe, right? That's how I need charting to be. I need it to be something that is just a second nature. That way, when we introduce things like, trading the moon, trading, Saturn, trading other things like that, trading weather patterns, trading sunspots, before we get into that, what we really need to be able to do is the second nature stuff that should be second nature. So I'm sure nobody online really is talking about all that stuff. So y'all don't even worry about that. But I'm just saying, before I can actually dive into my real sauce, I need you to know how to do the simple stuff, picking your directions, trend lines, channels, speed lines, EMAs, EMA extensions, etc. Right. So that's what this is about. So we're going to dive deep into it. Before we do, for my new folks, who am I and why do I do this? All right. My name is Tay Sweat. I am a stock trader, futures trader, options trader, crypto trader, pretty much anything that has a stock chart or some type of chart with candlesticks on it, I can trade it. I've been trading for almost 10 years or a little bit over 10 years now. I got my start with penny stocks, right? And one of the reasons why I say that is because in order to trade a company that is going bankrupt or close to going bankrupt, you have to be really good at trading the stock charts. And that's what I do. And I've been doing it really well for a long time now. So I wanted to bring this to YouTube, first of all, to get my glory and show people that, listen, all of these scammers that you have out here that are, hiding the information and then charging you to come in. And then once you get in there, the information is crappy. No, no worries. I'm going to bring the information out. And what we're going to do, and this has been a big game plan of mine for a while now. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to out teach everybody. And eventually you all, anybody who ever had a doubt about me before, you'll now understand, like, man, this guy shows up on a day-to-day basis and he drops fire every time he's on this live, or every time he's on YouTube, he's dropping something new. And I'm going to show you that if people truly are scammers, they can't do this. You're not going to be able to keep up with me because, hey, my knowledge well runs deep, baby. I got stuff to teach for days and days and days, right? This thing will not stop. All right. So that being said, once again, that's why I wanted to do it. I wanted to bring something fresh because there are a lot of scammers out here. And I want to just show, like, listen, man, don't worry about the scammers. We're going to bring you the information for free. Right. And if you really like what you see, like what you hear, actually who to hire now, because it's like, man, this man's free information is so good. I want to work with him as a coach. That's what it's about. The information is free. The time and the sitting down one on one or sitting down in a small group, okay, that's why I got to charge you. Right. So, nonetheless, let's get to it. Let's break down this ES, which of course is the S&P futures chart. The reason why we do the futures is because, as you see, the market is now open. So we have an active chart here for anybody who's like, oh, it's easy to back test a chart that's not live. No, this is an active chart. We're going to break down this chart and we're going to see what's going on based on where we could be going, based on last day's movement. Where is the market wanting to go next? Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to break down some of this stuff and we're going to have some fun with it. All right, so let us get to it. All right, so let's see what I have here. First of all, we got this big gap, which eventually we're going to have to get down here and close that gap. I know a lot of people who trade futures, they're going to say, oh, this is the ES1. That is just the contracts changing. Let me tell you something. I've been doing this for a while. I don't care about contracts shifting over. This is going to close. All right. So, number one, that's definitely one thing. But what I want to do with you real quick is we got to draw our direction. Okay. So, where's our direction? Okay. Direction is here. And here, this is our range. All right. And actually, I want to do that a little bit higher. All right. Yeah. Boom. So, resistance, 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 support. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 supports. 12 supports, and it looks like maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So about 9 resistances. So we know that this is a channel, right? This is a channel that we should be paying attention to. And it is it's a bullish channel. It's moving in an upward fashion. So what we'll do is we'll kind of, do these little movements where I'm kind of expecting it to kind of do this a little bit more. I do have a price target up here, but before we get there, we need to go back and find us some resistance. Excuse me. So let's see, April. I think that's far enough back. Let's see. And what we're going to do, and the reason why we need to look left, that's one of my things I'm always teaching all of my students. Look left, look left, look left, look left, look left. Why? Because looking left should give you exactly what you need. Okay. That should tell you where your support and resistance is. Look, this is a resistance area as well. Look at that. Boom. We got resistance here. We have resistance here. Why? Because these were buyers. Buy, and it took it up. When you get underneath buyers, they become sellers. So we got underneath, it tried to get up, and boom, we fell. Right. And that's always the case. Right. I always teach a lot of my students, STB, one of the things we talk about is we don't have a side, right? There is no, oh, I'm a perma bear. I'm a perma bull. No, you're not. You're gonna play on the side of the team that's winning, right? So, all of that normal stuff that you deal with, oh, I'm a Chicago Bulls fan, I'm an LA Lakers fan. No, you're gonna have to change, you're gonna have to flip your thinking when you come to the market. It's not about who you like the most and who you've been a fan of all this time. No, it's about who's winning. So if I was to tell you to treat basketball, being a fan of basketball in the NBA, if I were to tell you to treat that like you treat charts and trading, essentially what you would do is you'd be a fan of whoever's winning. So we just had the Denver Nuggets win the championship, right? Right now, you should be a Denver Nuggets fan. That's how we trade, right? You should be a Denver Nuggets fan. All right. And as you see, look at this. As you see, we have resistance right in here. So resistance, it fell back down to move and support. We came up a little bit more, held that resistance again, came down, boom, bounce, bounce, bounce. And we just ran all day, blew through this resistance, held support. So we got above it, came down, held support, and then kept going and it blew through the next resistance. Goodness gracious. This thing is crazy. It's nuts. All right. So what we can see right now is that we've hit resistance. It's kind of slowing down, right? It's like, okay, let's check you out. Let's see what you got next. But anyway, we have to bring up some EMAs, right? So what I'm going to teach you how to, for anybody, I think I had someone ask me this question. So I want to show you how to bring up the EMAs, right? So you're going to click your indicator. This is going to pop up, okay? And you're going to just put in EMA, and it's going to give you moving average exponential. You're going to click that. Now we're going to do 4 EMAs. I'm going to do a 10, a 20, a 50, a 200. So we're going to click that 4 times, right? Now I'm moving fast because of course I want to make this video, I don't like to make the videos too long because people won't watch them. All right. It's just part of it. The only time I see people watch really long videos is when the only people who watch the really long videos I do is the people who paid. When you pay to get into SCB or something like that, it's like, no, I've paid for this stuff. I'm watching all of this video. But if it's, on YouTube, it's like, I ain't watching that long video. Are you crazy? So I try not to make these too long. All right. Let's see. So I'm gonna make my 50 orange, and then I'm gonna make my 200 EMA red, and boom. All right. And I'm just, once again, if you need to slow this down and come back and revisit so you can see how I did that, that's totally fine. All right. That's totally fine. Totally fine. So all of that being said, here we have once again the EMAs are stacked up. This thing looks bullish. Remember, I told you about the bullish trends. You can kind of tell by the EMAs. We're above the 20. My 10 is also above the 20. That is bullish, very bullish for me. The next 2 things we have to worry about is, as far as being bullish, we have to worry about this and this. Okay, so of course, we're going to have resistance here and resistance here. If we can get above these 2, we may run for a while. Now, me personally, I don't know if that's going to happen. There's a couple reasons why I say that. We are sitting here. So once again, I am definitely still bullish. I mean, you have to be until we break down, right? Until we break down. We have shifted, this is something price action traders use. We have shifted sentiment. We closed underneath, we closed underneath a swing low, a previous swing low. That does shift us to a current bearish trend. But the overall, so short term, it's bearish because we just broke a low, which means, the move is kind of going down as you see. But the overall bigger trend is bullish. Okay. It's bullish. Now, one of the reasons why I say I'd look for some type of uh, further down move is because, hey, it looks like we're way overextended. So, that's what I wanted to talk about today. We're way overextended on, I want to say the hour and the 4 hour chart. I think I looked at that earlier. So this 200 EMA, look at that, hasn't been touched. So what we need to do, boys and girls, is we need to come back and see when's the last time it's been touched. Right? See this 200 EMA, and really any EMA that hasn't been touched in a while, it's like a nice, soft, loving woman, right? Soft, loving women, they like to be touched every now and then. And when they're not touched, when women are not touched in a while, I mean, they get a little cranky. Right? I like to have fun with this stuff. Y'all don't mind me. But seriously though, this thing hadn't been touched in a minute. So um, let's see what that minute looks like. And yeah, we're 230 bars in. So this hasn't been touched in 235 hours. Now this is a 235 or excuse me, this is a 200-hour EMA or 200-hour average price. So the average price for the last 235 hours should be at 43.53. Well, right now we are currently up at 44.64. So if you ask me, I know nobody's asking me right now, but if you ask me, if you ask me, I am going to be expecting a nice move down. Now, for me, that could be, I mean, that could look multiple ways, right? That could be any kind of way, but I'm going to expect a nice move down here in the next, I don't know. Let's see. There's a way I usually teach my STB students to look at it. Let's see. We don't have time to cover that today, but what we'll do is I just kind of look at this thing, see, let's see. I don't think it's gonna take to the 27th, but um, I'm gonna be looking for some moves down. I'll just say that, right? So I'd like to see this broken, to be honest with you. If I can get this to get broken, if we can break this downtrend and then make it move down, I'd like that. So that'd still be a nice move. 44.19 down to 43.60 maybe. I definitely think that'd be a nice move. That'd be a gorgeous move. So that's what I'll be looking for. It's definitely overextended on the hour. Definitely overextended. No, not the 4 hour. So that's one move, one reason to be bearish. We have another reason to be bearish because you got this nice size gap. But until this trend is broken, my friends, this thing is bullish. Although I know we have some bearish activity to, kick into, this thing is, I'm telling you, it's definitely bullish. So we'll keep going up and down in this line until either this pulls up and the next move down touches it, or until we break out of this thing and come down and touch it. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to watch it. And it may even be one of those things where we have to watch it on the insides uh, of that trend, right? So if we have a trend kind of doing this, right? So this trend was kind of moving up, moving up, moving up. We just broke it. Let's see. Yeah, so we just broke that trend. I mean, honestly, we may be able to get a move down 44.68 down to 44.45. I like that. That cools us off. And also, what I'd like to see is what does that retracement look like? Oh, baby, that's perfect. That's perfect. That's a 50% retracement, excuse me. So that's a 50% retracement. The market likes to move in 1.0s and halves or 50% moves. Not only that, this is what most people would say, like you wouldn't buy anything up here. Most people would say something like, I think Michael calls it like a fair value range. What I like to call it is thrift. This is your thrift line, right? And I call it luxury, and I call it thrift market or thrift store, right? So your thrift line or threshold is right in here. So you can go Walmart all the way, and the lower you go, right? So this little area might be Walmart. This little area might be, I don't know, the dollar store, and then this little area might be what's that place? Not Salvation Army, but Goodwill. This would be Goodwill. anything above this line. And what I'm doing is I'm showing you how expensive you're going to be paying to be a bull in this market. So if you want to continue this move up, if you're buying it anywhere above this line, yeah, you paying expensive price. You're paying Louis Vuitton, Gucci, Hermes. Like you're paying. I guess I should have said that backwards. Hermes would be up here, right? Yeah, yeah. You're getting your Birkin bag right here. It's $20,000 Birkin bag. It's too expensive, right? Down in here, you starting to get into like that Louis V Club, Gucci, right? You're getting a little. It's expensive, right? But the closer you get to this thrift line, you start to jump down more into that Walmart Target space. Okay. So for me, I'd like to see this hold as resistance, 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 resistance. And then boom, I'd like to see a move down 44, 43. That's exactly what I'm going to be looking for. And hey, I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. So over the next day or so, we'll be looking for a move down. I don't think we're going to crash. I just think it's going to be like now, I mean, this was just a straight up move, just boom, boom. I mean, it really didn't give us much of any pullbacks. It was just a straight up move. It was crazy. So this could be the first pullback, honestly. Uh, which means we could try to break out of here. I'd like to see a move down further, but yeah, we might hit here and then we might take up out of here. Um, it's just too bullish. And Fridays for the last few weeks have just been bullish as hell. So yeah, I would not, to be honest with you, I don't know if I'm willing to go against this. I might just, I just wait. I just wait. All right. So if you want to be bullish, wait till it pulls back and then take it home. If not, yeah, I don't know what your trading plan is, but I would not bet against this unless the alarm starts ringing and it shows you a reason to go short. But right now, it ain't looking good. All right. So I'm going to keep going bearish because all the signs are pointing to continue to move, right? But this is resistance. So we need to see how this thing gets down and plays it out. So for me, I'll be watching it closely. And yeah, I'll be alerting my team and just letting them know what to call inside the group. All right. So this has been another great STB Market Watch. I hope this is helping you all. I really do. Like I said, there are not many people in this space that can do this and break these charts down on a day-to-day basis, bring new fresh material, bring new things that maybe you haven't heard or new fresh perspectives, and do it, like I said, on a day-to-day basis. That's why I wanted to come here and do this for you, because once again, not everybody's willing to do it. Either one, because they don't have the knowledge, the deep enough knowledge to do this for free and still have some for the paid mentorship, right? I have plenty. As a matter of fact, it's levels to my knowledge, right? So I'm willing to come and share, right? So here it is. Learn it, take it. Literally, what I've taught on this YouTube channel literally, it should make you a profitable trader. Like you should be able to make profits with what I've showed and taught. Easy. So take this, run with it, study it, show up, show some love, like, comment, subscribe, do all of that good stuff. And you know what I'm about to say. Share my shit. All right. Other than that, I love you all. This has been another great STB Market Watch. Tomorrow's Friday. So actually, I'll see you all Sunday night. All right. I'm out. Enjoy your weekend.
Secure the bag, yeah, that's the brand, and we get to the bag. These